$1 million is a lot of money regardless of how you choose to look at it. Having it will put you in a small percentage of millionaires who are in the world today. But you see, making $1 million doesn't just come easy. Unless you're a footballer or a sports person or a top IT expert or a politician, these things do not come easy, and making your first $1 million would be much harder. However, there are certain things you can do in your journey towards your first $1 million. And while it might not bring in results immediately, it does set you up nicely for long-term success. In today's video, we'll take you through the best steps to brute force your way to $1 million. If you've not already taken the action, please subscribe to the channel for more interesting content like this. Now back to the video. You've probably heard how making your first $1 million is the hardest and how things change from then on. Well, there's a lot of truth behind the statement, and making that much money usually comes the hardest. At the early stages of setting up your plan to $1 million, there's a very huge possibility that you've still got bills to pay, loans to refund, things to buy, and quite a lot more, and as a result, the closer you seem to get to your target, the even farther it seems. Saving up money usually is an option, of course, but it could take you a really long time to meet your target still. However difficult it is, this doesn't mean it's not possible, and there are surely some ways to go about making that big bag. Number 1. Start a business. Many people today who have a net worth of over $1 million have one or two businesses to thank for that much success. Starting a business is one of the realistic ways to make $1 million. But wait right there, you don't think that you're just making any kind of business, do you? Well, a lot needs to be put into your planned business model. You want to create an asset, something that is yours, and even though a similar idea exists, you want to turn it around and make it look different in a way that changes the whole model to fit what you want. But you also have to be realistic. You don't want to have really big goals that are hard to reach because in truth, you'll only be deceiving yourself. Make the most out of your skills and knowledge of certain things, and while doing that, don't forget to focus on customers as they are a significant part of wherever your business leads you. You might also want to look towards something you're passionate about, as it would have you motivated to lead the business to greater heights. Also, even though you might consider yourself good enough, continue to learn things and upgrade your skills, as this will be valuable to you in your business. Number 2. Invest. In today's world, there are quite a lot of investments that can shoot you up to $1 million in a pretty short time compared to most. However, some of these investments come with huge risks, and what you should look towards doing is to invest your money, however small, with a prudent balance between risk and opportunity. You don't want to invest and lose all your money in a pretty short while, so balancing out the risk and opportunity on your investment would be the right option for you. It might take longer, but it would only be a couple of years of consistency needed to make that $1 million. Also, if you're not starting a business, investing in one might serve as a long-term investment, especially if it's a startup. Number 3. Have something doing on the side. There's a regular quote that says, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," and in truth, it's what exactly explains this point better. While you might have a business you're expecting to get booming in a couple of years, you might also want to have something else doing on the side that can bring you income. Most successful business owners today have other things or other ways through which they try to use their money to make even more money, and it has surely worked for them in their careers. You shouldn't look at this any differently. Number 4. Be patient. The journey to making any money at all is usually the hardest during the first few days of starting your business. Most startups tend to crash during the first few months or a year after establishment, and this is mainly due to the owners losing patience and giving up on the business. As expected for a startup, things won't come easy early on, and during this time is when the patience and resilience of the owner are tested. If your target is $1 million, during the first year, you wouldn't even be anything close to the $100,000, not to mention $1 million. There is no doubt that is one of the reasons why these businesses collapse, but it is also why people are always advised to do something related to what they're passionate about. In such a case, you continue to strive to save the business regardless of whatever happens. Even with this, making your first million is still very hard because you have to settle bills, and in the end, your income continues to reduce. But as soon as things balance out and you've covered most of the things that require constant expenses, growth comes. However, it might still take up to 6-7 years to make that $1 million as long as you're consistent, you don't give up, and you also direct massive efforts towards your business goals. Number 5. Accept setbacks. Setbacks are part and parcel of a business setting, and that is also why patience is key. It is almost guaranteed that you'd face several setbacks or challenges that would threaten to hinder your growth or cause you to have a rethink about the business. But in that time, you have to understand that in business, there are wins and losses, and when there are losses, all you can do is get back up better, face it, and get going again. Even though it's not as easy as rolled out, it surely serves as a good way to deal with setbacks. Unless you're in a job where you earn hundreds of thousands of dollars per week or month, making $1 million usually has its constraints, but it's of course something very possible. If becoming a millionaire is part of your long-term goals, you surely would find these steps valuable. Hit that like button and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, bye!